Well, hello everybody, Rob Bergio is back, and today we are going to talk about the shag and the mullet combined. The shag and the mullet, they are so popular right now, and there's so many different versions of these cuts. I'm going to put them together, and we are going to create the shullet. Who is ready for the shullet? Let's get right to it. We got sectioning and zoning right here. And let me show you exactly how to get there. About 3 inches at the nape area, we are going to section off and we are going to remove it and pin it out of the way. We will work that length into the haircut later. Right to the parietal ridge at the round of the head, we're going to create a rectangular section. Square off that back right at the top of the head at the crown. And we are going to section off that top area. And now we're going to create a crescent section right under that top section, right about there, and section that off. And now you can see all the sections that we have. In the back we have that 3 sections, and then we have the sides pinned off. So we're going to get right to that mid back section graduation. We are going to use triangular graduation, central vertical section, combing it straight up from the head and create a triangular cutting line. That will be our guide. From there, we will over direct to the previous cut hair and continue cutting a triangular cutting line. This will create graduation within this area and slightly be a little longer by the time we get to the round of the head, which will be a nice transition into the sides. And we're creating that nice graduation. It'll kick up at that crown area and really help this mullet shine through. Once we have this side set, we'll get right to the next side. Same exact thing. We're going to continue using our central vertical section, over directing to the previous cut line and cutting our triangular cutting line. Again, this is triangular graduation. And once we get to the round of the head, you can see that nice bevel graduation happen. Let's drop it and see how it blends right in. Okay, let's get right to the sides. Vertical sections. We are going to tie in the back where we just left off right into the sides. Now we're going to use the top of that back section right where we just cut as our guide, and we're going to slide cut. I find that the best way to transition from short to long. You'll see my fingers are pointed down to get a really steep angle, and we're going to slide cut straight up, continuing traveling until we get to the hairline. And you can see how short to long, and we transitioned it very well. It looks really good, and it blends well. Now we're getting to the opposite side. Same exact thing. We're going to use our previous cut section in the back as our guide, and we're going to take vertical sections. Short to long, slide cutting, fingers pointed down. We're going to continue to travel towards the hairline. You'll see my body is in front of it because I'm able to still continue cutting short to long and staying consistent with this. We'll work all the way towards the hairline until there's no more hair to cut. Okay, once that's cut, we're going to check for balance on both sides. Once you are set there, we can tie in that crescent section right there. That's going to be a stationary guide, and it's going to be our transition and merging section. We're going to comb it straight down. We are going to look for a central vertical section. And you'll see that we do have the guide from the previous cut underneath right there. The top of that graduation section is going to be the guide for the moon section, crescent moon section. And we're going to cut that round or triangular cutting line. Everything is being over directed right to the center all the way. This is a stationary guide. We'll do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Take our central vertical section. You'll see my comb now facing towards the stationary guide. It's pushing the hair into the direction that we want to move it. And we're going to continue cutting that round or triangular section until there's no more hair to cut. All right, now it's time to transition to the top. We're using pivot point pie sections, pivot point cutting. But first, let's grab our guide from that previous cut section by just taking a horizontal section, combing it right in. Now, This is going to be pivot point sectioning. We're going to start right in the center. We're going to take a central vertical section. We have our guide right from the crown area, and we're going to cut a round cutting line. We're just going to follow the shape of the head all the way to the hairline. This will create our guide for the entire top. And now we'll use pie sections, pivoting from that center point at the top of the head. That will be our guide. We will continue pivoting and just combing to the previous section, cutting a round cutting line, following the head shape. And there we got it. All set there. So now we'll do the same on the opposite side. We're going to take pie sections, and we're going to continue cutting using the contour of her head shape. This pivot point is a great way to create consistent length throughout this top area as well. We're removing quite a bit of hair, so it's a nice way to create this shape up top here. Okay, we're going to continue working. A couple more sections, following the head shape, pivot point section from that center back until there is no more hair to cut. And there you go. Now we're going to go right through the top and take horizontal sections and do some point cutting. We just want to break up that crown area a little bit more. Do a nice little point cutting throughout here. Maybe add a little slide cutting now too. Just kind of break that area up. Okay, all set. Let's take a look at the shape. It's really starting to come together now. You can see the graduation, the length. Okay, now we're going to add a little curtain fringe. We're going to take this section, this zone, and divide it in two. We're going to work side to side using angular sections, diagonal sections, cutting short to long. You'll see I'm staying right in the center, and I'm cutting short to long. There's my guide from the opposite side. Now I'll continue using diagonal sections from that center, combing it straight down, but each time we're going to add a little bit of elevation now to each new parting section. And this will give us a little bit of graduation at her perimeter. And we'll continue until there's no more hair to cut. We've got a nice steeper angle, shorter in the middle, longer on the sides. This will blend right into the rest of this cut. Okay, now we're going to show you two different styling options, wavy and smooth. Okay, everybody, and here you have fashion mullet shag. Here she is, you guys. What do you think? Look at that shape. You can see where that graduation happened there. Let me get out of the way so you can see that silhouette. That graduation really helped kick that height in the crown and also created that beautiful silhouette. You could take this as short or as long as you want to. And there you go. Here is the Shullet.